The very first thing that was shown in the theaters was named The Arrival of a Train. It was literally a footage of a train arriving at a station on a big scene. People knew what was going to happen, but they still had never experienced it like this before. And the whole 1 minute sequence made people jump out of their seats in fear of them getting hit by the train. That was back in 1896. The F1 movie starring Brad Pitt, it's exactly like that. All the cliches you know about a sports movie or an old-timer teaming up with a rookie, they're there. There's not a single trait that you haven't already seen in the past 100-odd years of cinema. And yet, when I experienced Brad Pitt start the car engine on that massive IMAX screen, I was back to being that kid going to the theater with my parents holding me again. Cinema should do that to you. In Joseph Kosinski's high-octane motorsports epic F1, Brad Pitt plays the role of Sonny Hayes, a mysterious battle-hardened former F1 driver, lured back into the cockpit after years of disappearance thanks to a life-threatening injury suffered on the racetrack during his early age. She is brought in by the team owner, played with panicked swagger by Javier Bardem, to mentor the young and arrogant rookie Joshua Pierce, played by Tamsin Idris. The team Apex GP is struggling to survive in a sports where money usually dictates wins. But in this emotionally fueled comeback tale, Kosinski gives us something more than just racing. The film builds a personal, intimate story around ambition, regret, legacy, and redemption, all set against the backdrop of real-world F1 circuits. The story may not be unpredictable, but the emotions stay hard. And by the end, even the most casual viewer, such as myself, will feel like they have lived a lap with these characters. So what's good in this? Let's begin with the man himself, Brad Pitt as Sonny Hayes. He's arrogant, he's reckless, and he has a haunted past that the film does not spell out for us up until very late in the second half, and yet we root for him. From the very first frame to the last, Pitt oozes the kind of old soul movie star charisma that can make even the silence look dramatic. What's really smart here is that Kosinski lets the mystery around Sonny breathe. You never fully know what's driving him, pun intended of course, until the movie wants you to. And when the veil finally lifts, it's quite devastating. He doesn't play Hayes like a hero. He plays him like a man trying hard not to be one. And that makes it a lot harder to land. Tamsin Idris, on the other hand, is the perfect foil. As rookie Joshua Pierce, he plays the cocky, social media savvy Gen Z racer with just the right balance of ego and insecurity. And when you put him and Brad Pitt together in a scene, man, the screen crackles. Their mentor-protege dynamic isn't always warm, but it's always honest. It's competitive, it's layered, and it never once felt manufactured. Javier Bardem, as the desperate team owner, is your entertainment. He's like a gambler who knows he's broke but still goes all in. There's one scene when someone says to him, "Bro, we don't have the car for it," and Bardem punts back, "But we have the driver." And man, the whole theater erupted. No kidding, that's the kind of energy this film thrives on. Yes, pun intended again. Put that down, let's talk racing. This is the closest any of us will ever come to being inside an F1 car. The immersion is insane. Kosinski did not just use high-tech cameras, he invented new ones. Lighter, smaller, more aerodynamically accurate, so that the cars would not slow down even for a fraction. And the result, you just don't watch the race, you feel it. You sense the vibration. You hold your breath during the overtakes. It's not just cinema. Okay, it's a stimulation with a soul. What's even better is Brad Pitt and Damson Idris, they're actually driving those cars at 149 miles per hour. No body doubles, no fake green screen. That's just absurd, but in a good way. And of course, behind all that speed, it's the steady genius of Hans Zimmer. The man is in God mode again. The score doesn't scream for attention, but it moves like a fuel under the fire. It's haunting when it needs to be, inspiring when it should be, and epic without ever being cheesy. It carried the emotion silently but surely. And lastly, the surprise twist. The movie is genuinely funny. The trailers did not show it much, but the film is full of smart, situational humor. It's not Marvel style quips, of course. Rather, it's slick, grown-up banter. And some of the dialogues had the audience laughing and tearing up at the same time for breath. So, what back? Okay, now let's take a pit stop and cool down. The story was predictable. You have seen this arc before. First a veteran, arrogant rookie, they clash, they grow, they win. Sure, it works, but it's not fresh. Some of the emotional beats feel a little rushed, especially in the second half. There are clearly moments that meant to deepen the side characters, but it brushed aside quickly. But even with that, with all that, the pacing feels a little off to me at times, and you can clearly see a good 15 to 20 minutes chunk of this movie can be trimmed, but it wasn't, and it shows. Also, the movie does indulge in a couple of tropes: the dramatic slow motion shots, the beating of hearts montage, the cliche dialogues, the one last shot race moment. Audience buys into it, no doubt. But a part of you will always wish they held back on those cliches just a little. And yes, there are a lot of characters while brings out the world building. Not everyone gets their time to shine equally. If you blink, you might miss a few arcs here and there. So what all this means for F1? Let's just say this. F1 to Formula 1 is what goal was to football in back in 2000s. Just as you saw Santiago Muniz playing with David Beckham, Zidane and the lot, you will see Hayes and Pierce race with Hamilton here. Okay, it's not a documentary. It's not for hardcore fans only. It's more like a love letter to Formula 1 and a fan recruiting tool, if I must say that. A marketing move evident by the studios teaming up with the Formula 1 and authorities and showing authentic locations. Now, take a country like India, for example, where F1 fandom exists in pockets but hasn't really exploded. They paint taste. It will make the sports cool again. It shows the pain, the politics, the race, the legacy, and it humanizes the helmet. You may not walk out quoting lap times or tire compounds, but you will walk out curious. You will. Don't you agree? Now, what about the Top Gun Maverick comparisons? Here's the truth. Top Gun Maverick is still the better film. Okay? That's clear. But that's because it had a 30-year head start. Nostalgia, iconic music, returning characters, emotional inheritance, blah blah blah. F1 starts from scratch, and even then it holds its ground. Both films showcases Kosinski's obsession with speed and masculinity in motion. Both use real locations, real stunts, and practical effects, of course. But while Top Gun feels like a jazz track, tighter, faster, F1 is more like an anthem, slow and epic. Top Gun felt like a grand return. F1, on the other hand, it feels like a bold new beginning. So why we need films like this? In a time But cinema is drowning in superhero fatigue, planned remakes, and algorithm-driven writing. F1 reminds us why we go to the theater in the first place. It does not talk down to the audience. It does not handhold. It respects your intelligence, your emotion, and your time, most importantly. It tells you this world is real. These people, they matter. This speed is poetry. We need more films like F1 because they push the boundaries, not just the tech or visuals, but the sincerity. This isn't a brand extension, it's a story told with heart, thoughtful, and zero compromises. And sometimes that's all you need to fall in love with movies again. Thank you so much for watching. I was Saurav. And please comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. Finally, Bangali, we are trying a lot of new things here. Do let us know in the comments if you are going to see the F1 movie or if you have already seen it and do you like it or not. This was a great pleasure. Thank you. Good night.